There's something called the SpaceX project, and its founder, Elon Musk, recently announced that they're going to be, in the relatively short term, apparently, they're hoping to be able to send people to Mars, up to 80,000 people actually, for around $500,000 per ticket. And this is highly speculative, but they're going to be sending all these people, all these equipment. But PETA has injected their views. One thing they don't want being sent to Mars are animals, not if they're going to be used for consumption by humans.
Of course, yeah.
So this sounds kind of ridiculous, but at some point we are going to be colonizing the moon, Mars, other things like that.
Right.
And I guess it's something that we need to think about it. But they're very clear that when we go to other planets, we should adopt a vegan lifestyle. What do you think about that?
Sure. I mean, it's not the most pressing issue of our time.
You sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's not. But it makes sense for PETA to jump in where they are. Of course, this is a good preventive or proactive strategy. Before we even get to the planet, they want to kind of set some guidelines.
Yeah.
But it is going to make more sense for those who end up on Mars to have a vegetarian or vegan diet anyway, because they can't take animals, or it takes a lot more energy to raise animals.
You
So
don't want
I
like
think
sheep running around the space capsule
no,
with you?
I guess that's a difficult thing to make happen on Mars. But I mean, if they're going to do it, now is the time. If we ever end up on Mars, fine, we can be vegan. I have no issue with it. But I just think like among everything else that we're dealing with in the world, it just seems a little bit silly.
Yeah, well, that's why it's in the second hour instead of the first.
Yeah.
But look, let's give you PETA's point of view. To be fair to them, we have some quotes from representatives of PETA. They say that the opportunity to colonize Mars means chance to make a fresh start, especially now that we've degraded our own planet by treating our fellow animals like disposable widgets and populated the Earth with so many humans that the premise of Logan's Run starts to look practical. We can get off on the right foot on our new biosphere by ensuring that SpaceX crafts traveling to Mars are stocked only with vegan food, and that Mars's colonists commit to enjoying an animal-free diet once they've arrived, ensuring that Mars is a vegan planet, rather than importing animal products from Earth or creating factory farms on our new homes. That sounds funny. They would protect animals from the horrors that they endure in the meat, egg, and dairy industries. And now we actually also have a quote from Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX. He says that, "I'm a big fan of free choice for any future Martian colony. That said, it is unlikely that early Mars colonists would have it is likely that they would have a mostly vegetable diet because of the energy and space required to raise farm animals." And I think that quote actually gets us into why PETA is doing this, and it's not primarily about Mars. So when you talk about this, you have to explain why you can't have animal products on Mars. And the reason is that they don't have the resources to feed animals tons and tons of grain and vegetables to produce a little bit of meat or milk.
Right.
It's inefficient. Most people know that on some level, but the Mars example makes it more clear. But then once you talk about that, it sort of puts it in the back of your mind, oh wait, it's kind of inefficient to eat animals. And as the human population continues to grow, although I saw recent reports that it might be shrinking soon, maybe on Earth. Like Anna talks about all the time that like bacon is going to be going extinct and pasta.
It is, yes.
And
what I love most about this is that we've completely given up on Earth. We're like, this planet's gone. We might as well just figure out a way to go somewhere else. Like, why can't we work on making Earth a more sustainable place? Like, we've already
climate change.
$500,000 a ticket. Who is going to be able to go to Mars? I can't.
Most of the people at the Golden Globes
I would just drown
last night.
on the Earth. Well, you're probably right. I would drown on Earth. I mean, it just seems a little silly that we're not using our resources to figure out, how to save the planet and make it more sustainable and do it here, rather than just scrapping the whole thing and starting over.
Yeah, look, I think that it might come to that in a few billion years or something along those timelines when the sun expands to a red giant or whatever. Maybe we want to be a little bit farther away, although I don't know if being on Mars would be any protection. But I don't think that that's primarily why they're doing this. This is not to flee a sinking ship. It's because there are advantages, if in no other area than scientific curiosity, to have colonists on Mars.
Sure.
And you do have to plan. Like, if you have 80,000 people on another planet where you can't just send them, a truck filled with like bread and cupcakes and stuff like that, how do you plan for their food needs, their clothing needs, medicine, and all those things? And one part of that is planning for their diet. So I do think that it's interesting.
It's important, and it's a good opportunity for PETA to jump in, I think.
Yeah, why not? And look, I've said before that if they did actually initiate the one-way to Mars trip, I would do it. This isn't going to stop me.
I wouldn't.
I don't care what we eat when we get there.